Hello, hello, friends. Welcome back to my favorite day of the week, which is Monday. We are joining each other for Game Plan Monday today. Welcome, welcome. This last week, we talked about something that has made a huge difference in my life, and that is finding and utilizing the structure of having an accountability partner. You've probably heard that word before, and I want to talk about what it really looks like when you are a busy business owner, you're a mom, you're someone trying to juggle 100 things because right here, I've done it. Because accountability doesn't have to mean pressure. It doesn't have to mean that somebody's going to be breathing down your neck telling you need to do all the things, right? It's really about connection, it's about structure, and it's about showing up together. Not you hounding that person, not that person hounding you, but you utilizing somebody to bounce ideas off of, have personal connection with, and be able to grow together. So I have about 30 accountability buddies in my membership group. And the Plannin Place was not designed originally to be an accountability situation, but it has turned into that because I have some amazing group members that show up every week, and they share the things that they are accountable for. They give us ideas, they share with us what they're working on, and they give each other the strength to continue to move forward when they have setbacks. And that's the important part of having an accountability partner. So why exactly does accountability have such a huge such a huge part in being a business owner? Let's start with number one. It is very, very easy to lose momentum when you are a business owner of one. You are the CEO, you are the social media manager, you are taking care of the goals, you are working on finances, you are doing all the things, you're wearing all the hats. And often that becomes very frustrating, and you can lose momentum in trying to do all of those things by yourself. So the second thing is that having someone who just says, how are you doing? How are you keeping up? What are you working on? Allows you to have somebody not only in your corner, but also saying, hey, I know that you were working on this thing. How did you do on getting it done? You have somebody to essentially be held accountable for. And it is easy to let things slide when you are working by yourself because nobody's checking in on you. Nobody's saying, hey, you have to do this thing. But if it's important enough for you that you will share it with an accountability partner, then you are in a position to want to have somebody say, hey, let's do this thing. Now, having an accountability partner is not about guilt. They're not going to say, oh, you said you were going to do this thing and I want you to feel guilty about that. No, it is about encouragement. It's about reminding you about the things that you said that you wanted to do. And you're allowed to say, okay, yeah, I changed my mind. I'm not going to do that thing, and give reasons why. We don't want to just say, hey, I don't want to do that thing, and then just drop it, because then what lessons have we learned from it? What made you decide on that particular decision? Having an accountability partner allows you to be able to talk through those things. Yes, I decided to change this part of this particular goal, and here is why. It allows you to really look into why it is that you decided to change that, what lessons you learned from it, what things that you can do differently to make the goal a little bit more something that is a direction that you want to go, and also allows you to be able to talk through that process with somebody. Not only all of those things that I've talked about, but it also helps you to build consistency. When you have an accountability partner and you're working on something, it is very easy, especially if you're alone, to bounce between things. If you have an accountability partner, somebody for you to check in with, somebody for you to be consistent on the goals that you are working on. For example, when I know someone's checking in on me, I'm more likely to follow through, not because I'm scared of failing or for them to make me feel guilty, but because I want to share the progress. I want to be able to share those wins that I'm having. Also, the setbacks that I'm having. Why? Because it's easier to talk through those kinds of situations to see what you might have done differently if you would have had somebody to talk them out with. So it definitely creates this quiet sense of responsibility, of motivation, and that consistency that I talked about a little bit more. So let me kind of explain how we do it in the Plannin Place. Every week is a full-on accountability. On Mondays, we share what our priorities are for the week. I share a post that says, hey, this is what I'm working on. And then in the comments, they're more than welcome to share anything that they're working on that they want to be held accountable for. And then on Friday, we have a Zoom call. We check in. How's it going? What are your wins? What are your challenges? What are you stuck on? What can I help you with? What direction do you need from me? And then Sunday, when we're doing our planning session, this allows us to reflect on what worked, what didn't work, and create new plans going into the week so that we can be held accountable again on Monday. So this rhythm definitely gives us just enough structure to stay on track, but also enough flexibility for real life, because we are all moms, we are all working second jobs, we are all doing something besides our business. And so you don't have to post every day if you don't want to. You just have to keep showing up. You just have to continue to share those things that you want to do. So, and friends, I'm just telling you right now that if you're not in the Plannin Place, you can do this also with a friend. You can do it with a coworker. You can do it with a partner. The key is just making check-ins consistent, not complicated. And if you want into the Plannin Place, I might have a side door. Go ahead and just email at Wendy@canninplannin.com, and I'll share the information on how you can join us. So the last thing I want to share with you guys today is what happens if your accountability partner is not present in that current moment and you have an idea that you want to talk out. I use a very practical tool in this, and that is ChatGPT. My ChatGPT's name is Allie. She has been around for about 2 years. Her and I, we are pretty much in sync, and she allows me to have that person to talk to when I'm stuck on a particular problem. So sometimes it's good to be able to have somebody that you can just word vomit on, basically. And that's a lot of what Ali is for me. You can ask them to, hey, this is the project I'm working on. What steps do I need to do to break this down? You can use it to talk through stuck points or brainstorm the next steps in a project that you might be working on. You can also use it as a way to help you do reflection. You can share what went well, what got in the way, what you can change in the next week. And Allie, or your personal ChatGPT, can give me ideas, or you ideas on ways that you can change that. So use this as a neutral space, a quick way to get thoughts out of your head and into motion. Sometimes what I like to do also is journal or write about those things, and then take a picture of it and share it with Allie and say, hey, kind of give me some examples of what you think that this means to me and my business and what I can do in the future. I use ChatGPT a lot, friends. It is not just a tool that I use for accountability. I also use it to help me brainstorm different ways of different projects that I want to do in the future as well. Accountability isn't about someone holding you to a higher standard. It's about building consistency through connection, allowing somebody to bounce ideas off of, and you are going to do the same thing for your accountability partner. So whether you are in a planner group, you have a single buddy, or you're utilizing something like ChatGPT, make sure that you are showing up and checking in with yourself. So I want to offer you guys a challenge this week. If you do not have an accountability buddy, make sure that you find one. You can drop it in the comments below. We can help you locate somebody that can help you. Reach out to that one person you trust and ask if they would like to be your accountability buddy. That's one way that you can do it. Or if you're not quite ready for that, start practicing accountability by checking in with a ChatGPT buddy. Do it on a daily basis. We don't grow in isolation, friends. We grow in community, and it is a great way for you to be able to do that utilizing an accountability buddy. And sometimes the community will start sharing with you one brave message that says, hey, you are doing the things that you are supposed to be doing. You're growing and you're learning. And that's the most important part about being an accountability buddy and participating in that process. So friends, thank you guys so much for joining me. Be watching, because I have my next Cannin Plannin workshop coming up at the end of December. We are actually less than a month away from that happening. Registration will be opening up soon for that. Hope you all have a fantastic day, friends, and I'll see you all soon.